Time for the 49ers Rush Podcast.
One of the few areas that I feel the 49ers really upgraded in 2024, this 2025 season over 2024, obviously special teams. One, the coaching, going from Brian Snyder to Brant Boyer is incredible. I know a lot of the emphasis and attention gets put on the defensive coordinator, which rightfully so, going to Robert Saleh, but special teams wise, the emphasis just not only in bringing in a new coordinator, but upgrading the personnel. DFF has been with this 49ers team for a while and, definitely outshined his undrafted free agent status and had, a really good year 4 years ago and kind of rode on those coattails, and has not performed well at all. Well, the 49ers go out and replace him. They allow him to leave. They replace him with a cheaper, better, way better option at linebacker special teams ace and linebacker Luke Gifford. This is by far, and it's not sexy. It's not going to get a lot of attention, but I'm telling you right now, this is gigantic. Luke Gifford, one, he's huge. The 49ers have two linebacker types, right? They have the Fred Warner type, the big 6'3", 240 plus, whatever. Then they have the small, undersized Will backer, the Dre Greenlaw, Azeez Al-Shire, Nick Martin, Jamie and Sherwood. Luke Gifford fits exactly what Robert Saleh likes in a Mike backer. Listen to these measurements compared to Fred Warner. Okay, this is Luke Gifford. He wears jersey number 57. That kind of gets me a little bit, but I understand it. There's not that many numbers to go around. I will always love Dre Greenlaw. But Luke Gifford, 6'3", 243. Fred Warner, 6'3", 236. Arm length, 33 inches for Luke Gifford. He's 29 years old. 40-yard dash for Luke Gifford, 4.68. Fred Warner, 4.64. Three-cone, Luke Gifford, 7'10" with a 35-inch vertical. Three-cone for Fred Warner, 6'9". That's incredible, by the way. That is incredible. And a 38.5-inch vertical. I mean, broad jump, 10-1 for Luke Gifford, 10-foot flat for Fred Warner. Bench press, 23 for Luke Gifford, 21 for Fred Warner. Like, Curtis Robinson, Fred Warner, Luke Gifford, when they're standing next to each other, their build and their athletic physique is almost identical. And so he fits exactly what the Niners want from this Mike linebacker perspective. Now, Fred Warner's the ultimate Iron Man and, doesn't miss games and just he's going to be out there. But you do have to have a contingency plan. And especially with Curtis Robinson probably going to start off on the pup, overcoming his ACL. Excuse me. Luke Gifford is going to be the backup Mike to start camp, in my opinion. We'll have to see how it shakes out, but he's going to be involved in that mix. And he's got a lot of playing time. He's going into his 7th season. He was an undrafted free agent. But this is, he picked off Joe Burrow last year playing Mike linebacker. Like, he could play, but that's not really what he's designed to do. He's a special teams ace. Like, that is what Luke Gifford is, that provides you linebacker depth if you need it. That's kind of what you have to keep in mind. So just think about that DFF role, right? That's what you're looking at. Now, high school, grew up in Lincoln, Nebraska, went to Lincoln Southwest, and, man, two-way player as a sophomore, junior year, all Nebraska honors as a senior. They moved him to the starting quarterback. That's huge, especially at the linebacker position. Johnny Holland, the coach, he played quarterback, and so did Chaz Surratt, another linebacker addition that they brought over. That's a big deal. Increases awareness, just IQ, football IQ, all those different things. And so you go back to Luke Gifford, first team All-Nebraska defensive back selection. He stays local, goes to the University of Nebraska. Cornhusker, was there for 5 seasons, redshirted early on, and was recruited as a safety. So, like, if you put that Mike role linebacker for Robert Saleh, you got to cover. Fred Warner's the best coverage linebacker in the history of the NFL. Well, now you've got a converted safety, just like Fred Warner, with elite size, just like Fred Warner, and experience that can play that Mike spot. So whenever you're doing those deep Tampa 2 drops where the Mike backer drops, 30 yards in coverage, guess what? Luke Gifford, that's not new to him. The dude was recruited for Nebraska as a safety and played as a safety. And that's what he was. Now, he gets converted. He was a safety for 2 years, gets converted to the linebacker in 2016, played 4 games as a reserve. Then in 2017, he starts getting playing time, starts to dominate. In 2018, starts for Nebraska, 62 tackles, 13 tackle for loss, 5.5 sacks, 2 pass breakups. Like, this dude was a blitzing maniac at Nebraska. Won all kinds of awards, and he had some injuries during that time. He even won awards. He won the Pat Clare Award, which is given out by the medical staff for courage in overcoming an injury. Honorable mention, all Big Ten. Team captain. He won the Big Ten Sportsmanship Award for the entire freaking conference. At the Athletic Honor Roll, he was the Sam Foltz Hero 27 Leadership Award, Citizenship Team. He won the Tom Osborne Citizenship Team Award. Like, this is somebody that gives you leadership, overcoming adversity, sportsmanship, whatever you need, this guy kind of fulfills, and this is what you want on the back end of your roster. He comes in 37 on our roster countdown because I think he's going to play a big impact on special teams and depth at the linebacker position, but the stuff that you don't see on the field. Like, people always ask, like, where's the leadership? Where's the leadership? I don't expect Luke Gifford to come in to be captain, but you better sure as hell fall in line. This is a big mamma jamma out there that's been around a lot of NFL teams and has displayed the traits exactly of what it needs to, hey, this is what football teams do. Undrafted free agent in 2019, signs with the Cowboys, makes their roster immediately. And so from 2019 to 2022, he's with the Cowboys and got a lot of playing time. Mostly special teams, but some defense. Then he switches to the Titans for 2023 and 2024. That's where he was last year. And yeah, like special teams, he's got 1,500 plus snaps at special teams. His career PFF grade on special teams, 78.9. That's incredible. 250 plus special team snaps in 4 straight seasons. He's on every single special teams unit except for field goal extra point. That's mostly linemen and kickers, right? But like this guy in 6 years as a pro, he's played, man. Hasn't had an injury since 2020 when he had a hamstring strain. So you've got durability. Now he has been suspended. He was suspended in 2020 for violating the league's policy on performance-enhancing drugs. Missed 2 games there. So that is part of it. But again, this is a way better, way cheaper option than DFF. Signed an unrestricted free agent deal, 1 year, $1.7 million on March 13th this year. Only $600,000 fully guaranteed. Last year, you had, DFF full $2.2 million fully guaranteed deal, and he sucked. He was awful on special teams. Dude was terrible. Getting punts blocked, missed tackles, staying out of his lane. Like, I don't know what that – I have no clue what happened there. But, you look at this year, Jed York said, not doing much guaranteed money. We're getting younger and all those things. This is not going to be highlighted, right, by a lot of shows and a lot of podcasts and a lot of articles. Luke Gifford over DFF is a dramatic, major, major upgrade. From the linebacker position as a backup, upgrade. From special teams, major, major upgrade. And, like, you look at just last year, Luke Gifford had 14 special teams tackles. That's way better than anything DFF's ever done, almost in his career. That was 5th most in the NFL last year. So you're getting this highly productive special teams player with quality defensive depth. Career earnings for Luke Gifford, $6.3 million. Not bad for an undrafted free agent. He's played in 75 games, has 5 starts on defense, so he's got a little bit of experience there. And he started 4 games last year. Some of those were good. Again, picked off Joe Burrow in an early game, and I thought that was huge. He's just a quality player. Now, you look at his defensive grade, 60.2. That's where you start out, right? You start out at 60 grade, and if you play well, it goes up. If you don't, it goes down. It's replacement level, consistent linebacker play. But last year's special teams grade, 83.8. Off the freaking charts. This is going to be huge, and it's going to show up in hidden yardage. One of my favorite things as a coach was tracking hidden yardage. When a punt team gets down there and makes a tackle, right, after they receive the punt, and basically what you do, if you make a good play, you give the defense a full extra first down to play with. Same thing on offense. You get a great kickoff return, you get a great block, and you hit an extra 10 yards on kickoff return. That's one fewer first down that the offense has to get now. That's hidden yardage. Luke Gifford is going to be a specialist in that. Not going to show up on your stat sheet too much, but it's going to make a dramatic impact and just make the field longer for the defense and shorter for the offense. And if you need him as a backup, not too bad at that either. Pretty good at coverage. Shout out to Ben, who helped write this episode. And for us in the 49ers Rush team, we're going to keep counting them down.